Well, the US-Israel war on Iran is already in its third week and is only escalating with each passing day. The tensions are also spilling across the Gulf as a wave of retaliatory attacks from Iran are impacting the region's key economic hubs. Moreover, Iran's allegations of false flag activity has become a prominent feature of the discourse, and in a dramatic escalation, Iranian authorities have urged residents to evacuate several major ports in the United Arab Emirates, including facilities in Dubai, Abu Dhabi and Fujairah. Iran's Joint Military Command says the US used ports, docks and hideouts there to launch strikes on Iran's Kharg Island without providing evidence.
The invading US military, after its military bases in the region were destroyed, has fired missiles at the Iranian island of Abu Musa while taking shelter in ports, docks and hideouts within cities in the UAE. We declare to the leaders of the UAE that the Islamic Republic of Iran considers it its legitimate right, in defense of its national sovereignty and territory, to strike and hit the launch points of American enemy missiles located in shipping ports, docks, and the hideouts of US forces that are taking cover in some cities of the UAE.
Now, all 6 GCC countries, Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates have faced retaliatory attacks or airspace violations by Iran and its allies. The attacks caused widespread disruption to aviation, including the temporary closure of airspace and damaged infrastructure in several Gulf nations. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi has said that Iran is ready to investigate the strikes on civilian areas in West Asian countries, while denying that they had struck any targets other than US bases and installations. In an interview with Al Arabi Al Zadid website, Araghchi blamed the US and Israel for the attacks. The warning from Iran's Joint Military Command has raised alarm across the Gulf region. This as these ports are not only critical to the UAE economy, but also play a central role in global trade and energy supply chains. Meanwhile, in Qatar and Saudi Arabia, air defenses continue to intercept dozens of drones. Major US military installations remain Iran's primary targets in the region. In the early hours on Sunday, explosions rang out over Bahrain's capital of Manama. Bahrain said it intercepted 125 missiles and 203 drones since the start of Iran's attacks, which have killed 2 people in the kingdom. On Thursday, the Bahraini Ministry of the Interior released a footage showing smoke billowing from an oil tanker in Muharraq near Bahrain International Airport. An Iranian strike sparked a major fire on Kharg Island, home to the country's international airport, which has jet fuel tanks and other tanks in the area serving the kingdom's oil industry. While retaliatory strikes across the Gulf region has put everything on halt, Iran has repeatedly accused the United States and Israel of conducting false flag operations. Iranian authorities, including foreign ministry officials and IRGC representatives, have issued repeated warnings that Israel, possibly assisted by the United States, may orchestrate attacks on energy infrastructure or other sensitive sites in Gulf Cooperation Council countries and subsequently attribute them to Iran. Following escalated conflict between Iran and US-Israeli forces, the Strait of Hormuz is experiencing a critical and near-total closure, halting roughly 20% of global oil transit. GCC nations are also facing the impact, with oil exports paralyzed and vital supply chains severely disrupted. As the war rages on, Iranian statements have consistently maintained that their operations are confined to military objectives linked to Israel or the United States, with no strategic intent to target Arab states.